What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Jacob Daniel, back at it again here at the Speed Kills podcast with the draft rapidly approaching. Today, we talk Bengals draft and draft needs. All right, let's get into it. All right, so the most prevalent need for the Bengals is obviously offensive linemen. The Bengals did not have a strong offensive lineman group last year. They were probably one of the worst in the league. They gave up sacks all the time. The rushing offense didn't work behind that O-line. So I think we plan to fix that in the draft this year. Among O-line positions, the most needy position is center, with Russell Bodine leaving in free agency. The only player on the depth chart at center is TJ Johnson. I think the Bengals will address this need with the 21st or 46th pick. So I think that they will definitely address this need within the draft. There's not free agents out there that they could sign. So I definitely think a rookie would fill this need. Another need on the offensive line is obviously right tackle with Jake Fisher and Cedric Ogbuehi. If the Bengals do not draft a right tackle, they would most likely be battling it out for that position. The Bengals traded back from the 12th to the 21st pick and got Cordy Glenn from the Bills. Now, this, in my opinion, was a very smart move. This solidified the left tackle position, so they only have to worry about one of the tackles. I think this is also a possibility for the 21st pick. I think they will address this need in the draft, and if not, I think Jake Fisher can improve and could be a viable option if they choose not to address this need in the draft. As for guards on the offensive line, Clinton Bowling is the left guard, right guard is Trey Hopkins. I really think that these players are fine where they are. Yes, some rookies could be an improvement from there, but really guards, I don't want to say don't matter as much as tackles, but edge rushers and seem to be more trouble with pass rushing and in the rushing game than guards like nose tackles and interior defensive linemen. So that's why I think drafting a tackle is more important than drafting a guard, because the guards that we have right now are okay. They're not great, but I think that they could hold up if we choose to go tackle instead of guard. Another need on the Bengals is at safety. Currently, the only Bengals have Sean Williams and George Iloka at the safety position. The Bengals are trying to find really someone that could play that rover position, kind of that hybrid linebacker and safety position. This, I think that they will probably choose to address in the later rounds, but even if we don't, Sean Williams and George Iloka are pretty good options, but I do think depth at that position and or an added rookie to help that position would be very nice. Also on the defensive secondary, with Adam Jones leaving the Bengals, the Bengals should need a cornerback or just a cornerback for depth. Either an Adam Jones replacement if they choose so, or someone that could play behind, Darqueze Dennard or Dre Kirkpatrick. But if we choose to address a cornerback with the 21st overall pick, if a guy that the Bengals like slides to them, it would be awesome to have William Jackson and another lockdown rookie corner on the other side, because those would be probably two of the best corners in the league, or at least two of the best younger corners in the league, with William Jackson being the 2016 first-round pick for the Bengals and breaking out in 2017 with getting a chance to play. So I definitely think this would be either a depth move or a move to fully replace Adam Jones or a starter, which I think that they will probably do more towards mid-rounds maybe. But as far as defensive secondary, those are our needs. Another need would be linebacker. Linebacker depth is always a need for the Bengals. It seems like with Vontaze Burfict being suspended for the first couple games, they're definitely going to need a linebacker. Some mock drafts have the Bengals taking a linebacker with the 21st overall pick, and I do not have a problem with this. but I think they will choose to address it later. Obviously, the Bengals are kind of short when it comes to depth at the linebacker position, so I think that they will address this in the draft. And so another need for the Bengals, a possible need really, I made a video on this about drafting a quarterback and whether they will do that. We will see what they do. There are 3 quarterbacks on the roster currently with Andy Dalton, Matt Barkley, and Jeff Driscoll, which this is all if they choose so, and if they want a quarterback for the future right now to, learn behind Andy Dalton and eventually get to know the system and get into rhythm of things and learn from what is essentially a veteran quarterback in Andy Dalton, which I think this can be a good idea and I think this can be a bad idea. I think you have to choose the right guy to take over, and if he's not there, then I don't think that they should take him. If they want to take a quarterback for depth, I think this is also a smart move. Jeff Driscoll did break his arm later in the season, and he's still on IR, so hopefully he'd be recovered for that. And also one of these quarterbacks could be cut, possibly. So that could be another possible need. Another need for me on it, obviously, is a kicker. We drafted Jake Elliott as a kicker in the 2017 draft in the 5th round, so the Bengals aren't afraid to take a kicker in the later rounds. The Bengals have 11 picks, so I think that they will choose someone in the later rounds. Obviously, as we know, Randy Bullock is the kicker. He didn't do that well last year, but he is an older kicker, so I think that they will bring in some younger talent through the draft. So I think they will draft a kicker in the later rounds. All right, that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. I plan to get out a video here soon talking about the Bengals' first round and possible picks, so I hope to get that out sooner rather than later with the draft being so close. Like this video, comment down below who you think the Bengals will draft with the 21st overall pick. And signing off, this has been Jacob Daniel. Peace.